iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the Kentucky Speedway for round number 8 of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight is round number 8. That means this is the 8th race of the season. We've had a number of drivers already go to victory lane. We've had 5 of them total. Max Terriot leading the way this season in the championship standings, along with wins this season, the only driver to have multiple wins. DJ Anderson, Sean Butler, Tim Blum, and Dustin Gainey all also have a win. That's how they come in locked in to the playoffs. Then Jason Wells, James Skelton sit there just outside the top 5 in the overall standings with no wins, but they are the fastest 2 all season, the most consistent drivers that we've had all season. Then it's Michael Trevarth and Jeffrey Souza, Zach Mitchell, Ethan Troutman, Chris Hammett, and then it gets down here towards the cut line. Richard Murdoch, Joe Strano, Ryan Aldani, and Sean Single all fighting for those final spots here tonight, or, well, in the championship standings. So every spot here tonight will mean something for these drivers as we get ready to go racing here tonight. Let's head down trackside here tonight to get our starting lineup. Of course, starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at SimBox. You don't have a SimBox for your sim rig, you need a SimBox for your sim rig. Custom built to your standards. All the dials, buttons, switches, knobs you need over at SimBox. Contact them today and get your button box on the way. Starting lineup looks like this, and having his first ever pole in the Scrambler Series, the number 61 of Dalton Williamson. He'll lead us to green tonight. To the outside of him, driving car number 4, Jeffrey Souza. The Souza Media entry will start P number 2. Back into the third spot here tonight, driving car number 2, that's Michael Trevarthen. James Skelton will roll from P number 4 here tonight in the number 86. And the single racing, number 11 of Sean Single will go back there into the 5th spot. Max Terriot on car number 42 will start back in 6th. Joe Strano will go 7th here tonight on the starting call. And it's the Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98 of Ryan Aldani. He'll go 8th. 9th will be the number 62 of Ethan Troutman. Jason Wells with a brand new paint scheme here tonight. He'll go from P number 10. Starting back into the 11th spot, that's Tony Strano. It's the Full Throttle Racing Adventure in Pixel 01 of Richard Murdoch. He'll go 12th on the call tonight. 13th on the call, that'll be the Beefy Motorsports. It's running off a generator here tonight, number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Tim Combs will start there into the 14th spot here tonight into the number 17, and it's the Sim Box number 77 out of Georgia. That is Doug Neal. He'll start 15th. 16th will go to the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13 of Joshua Buckley. 17th will go to the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe, number 14 of Brian Bianchi. Starting back into the 18th spot here tonight, that'll be Philly Edwards in the number 73. And starting in the 19th position here, driving car number 6, that's Chris Hammett. The Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply, number 40 of Rob Higgins, will go back there into P number 20. 21st, the Colony Tire and Service Center, number 54 of Rex Hoyle. 22nd, the Talladega winner, driving car number 15, Dustin Gainey, will go back there into the 22nd position here tonight. 23rd, Kevin O'Brien, and the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 30 of Mr. Bob Higgins. That's your starting lineup here tonight, presented by Simbox. Well, we're ready to go here tonight. 90 laps the distance here in the Bluegrass State of Kentucky. 24 drivers have made the call, made the hay here tonight. They've done the qualifying. They've had their practice. Now it's time to get down and dirty here. Getting ready, green flag coming in the air here tonight. We're racing in Kentucky, 90 laps the distance. Dalton Williamson with a great start down to the inside. He's got his BK Paints partner number 2 of Michael Trevarthen in tow. Look at Sean Single. He'll go 3 wide to the inside down into turn number 3. Sean Single in the Care Bears entry going to have to lift early. He'll lose a little momentum. Lap number 1 going to have a little bit of a race to the line, but it will be the number 61 of Dalton Williamson. He will lead lap number 1 here tonight. Souza is in second. Look at the Care Bear entry. Sean Single still down to the inside. He's got the Flowertown Animal Hospital number 86 of James Skelton on the outside. Now they go single file, but there's the bid for the race lead. Here comes the Sousa Media number 4. Jeffrey Sousa down to the inside. Making it work. It will be a drag race to the line. Call it at the line. Lap number 2. Gonna go to the driver who started in P number 2. That'll be Jeffrey Sousa. Sean Single working underneath the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen there. He'll slide up. He'll take the spot. So Sean Single on the hunt here early on, but now here comes the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. He'll stick the nose to the inside of that number 11. He'll back off of it, though. The 42, Max Terrell, he's right there in the mix. Joe Strano, the Road Rage Accessories, number 43. He's also just outside the top 5 currently. Still stacked up a couple cars wide back here. That's the 01 of Richard Murdoch trying to take $20 here tonight. Murdoch's got his fan club out there tonight. We'll tune it in. As Murdoch right now currently trying to get himself into the top 10 around that number 62 of Ethan Troutman. See that Adventure in Pixels entry down to the inside. Pack some air on the body armor. Quarter panel there, the number 62 of Troutman. So Murdoch packing the air on that body armor entry. Look at Tony Strano. He's kind of just stuck here right now. Got the blockade out in front of him. Troutman going to slide a little higher than usual down here in 3. See if it sticks for him. Looks like it will actually be able to carry a lot of momentum off the top side of turn number 4. 5 laps already in the books here tonight. 4 have been led by the number 4 of Jeffrey Sousa. Murdoch not able to complete the pass back here. He'll funnel back into line. A couple drivers out of line, though. Here comes that number 2. Here comes Michael Trevarthen down to the inside. The Rev Esports BK Paints entry. McConey's setup shop also on the side of this number 2 this week. Trying to follow the number 61 of Dalton Williamson. That 4, though, of Sousa here tonight, showing a lot of pace in the early stages of this one. leaving everybody battling back behind him. Everybody now at this point, except for Ryan O'Donoghue, who just went to the outside. That's going to open up the door, because here comes the number 62 once again. Ethan Troutman working the bottom side of the speedway, trying to get around the turbo door radical paints. Sent me some headshots the other day to Ryan O'Donoghue. Looking pretty fly out there. Did a little modeling this past week for himself. Cody Strano going to the outside, but boy, a gaggle of cars, because one car made a mistake. That was the number 4 of Souza. 2 bad corners, and now here comes the Care Bear 11. New leader at the line. Give it to the number 11 of Care Bear Single. So Sean Single making the move to the inside there to take the top spot. '61 of Dalton Williamson has worked his way back into the top 2 now, so Williamson is being scored P number 2. Then it's James Skelton. Sousa's on the outside right now. He's got the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen behind him, but currently trending into the wrong direction. Now it looks like he'll be able to jump down in front of the number 43 of Joe Strano. Strano thought about sticking the nose of the Road Rage Accessories number 43 down there, but then he lifted off the accelerator. Now he'll go under attack. There goes the number 2 to the outside, but he's got the 42 of Max Terriel tucked up underneath him as they work down the back straightaway, trying to get a little push from that Ford Mustang, trying to get some extra ponies underneath his Chevrolet, the bow tie. Ten laps here tonight, officially in the books. Call it maybe halfway on a fuel run for these cars. Might be able to make it just about 20 laps, 26 laps I'm predicting on a tank of fuel here tonight at Kentucky. Joe Strano outside the draft right now, still sitting back there into that 6th spot. Just can't quite crack the top 5. Made it there and then actually fell right back out of it. And there goes the 42 of Max Terriel around the outside. Terriel going to scrape the outside wall. Got a little tight, tried to use the entire track. And that may put a little damage on the side of that number 42. Can't quite tell. The black kind of hides a lot of that damage on that car if there were any. That's the number 64 of Jason Wells. Brand new colors on the number 64 here tonight. Maker's Mark joining the side of that 64. Usually see him in the green Alienware entry, but here tonight, it's the all-red fire engine, Maker's Mark. If you have Maker's Mark, you think you've swallowed a fire truck, that's for sure. Oof. Battle for second now. Here comes James Skelton. He'll take the inside with his Toyota. The only Toyota driver here tonight. Trying to go for P number 2. Having that retro, at this point, throwback scheme to the Flowertown Animal Hospital done by Bromley Designs. He'll clear the number 61 of Dalton Williamson. Williamson, a really good short track racer, but he's been practicing this track for the last several weeks. Said he had a good chance here coming in. Right now, he's inside the top 3. Souza has gone from the penthouse to the outhouse right now. He's maybe lost the grip on car number 4. He has been sliding backwards. Now he's outside the top 5, and he's got pressure by Wells. Wells has picked up 3 spots, and he's looking to get another one for that Maker's Mark entry if he could. Battling going on a little bit deeper into the field. There's the Simbox entry. That's Doug Neal, the driver out of Hampton, Georgia. And his outside, the driver out of Massachusetts. There you see Joshua Buckley and Granny Hips, Walkers and Canes, all chromed out, number 13. Of course, Buckley painting his own cars here on the iRacing.com platform. Likes to give it a whirl from here and there when he has time, of course. There you see the Dustin Gainey entry, the 2-time winner on the tour. Picked up 6 spots since the drop of the green flag. And he's going to take that Chevrolet, and he's going to go right underneath the 13 of Buckley. Slide up outside of turn number 2. That's 2 spots in the last 2 laps there for Dustin Gainey. So Gainey on the prowl here early on. You know who's not on the prowl right now, and that's Philly Edwards, as his Genesee Cream Ale entry has had 12-horse ales in the back end, and it looks like he's also been into the outside wall on the right side. So Philly Edwards has dropped 5 positions. One other driver having a heck of a go of it right now, and that's going to be the number 3 of Tony Strano. We didn't see anything go awry on the Victory Junction Gang number 3 machine, but Tony Strano has now fallen back 9 positions here since the drop of the green flag. Qualified just outside the top 10, but right now he's running back into the 20th spot. We can see a lot of wheel cranked into that number 3 right now. That car has a ton of oversteer. Out front, though, not a care in the world for some Care Bears. Sean Single still leading the way, closing in on lap number 20 here tonight. But he's got somebody knocking on his back door. That's James Skelton back there. Look at Skelton just being very smooth. Trying to watch for the hands there, but black gloves for the driver of that number 86 of Skelton, so didn't really see it moving too much. Opened up a little bit of a gap that time out of turn 4 down to turn number 1. Green flag pit cycle should start here in the next handful of laps for these drivers tonight. As there you see it, the difference down into turn number 3. James Skelton closes right back up onto the back end of that Ford Mustang. Kind of gives it a little bit of a push and then kind of gets him out of rhythm down in turns number 3 and 4. He is definitely faster on turns 3 and 4 here tonight. Sean Single seems to be a little bit better down here in turns 1 and 2. That time, Skelton looks like he backed it up a little bit, tried to diamond off that corner and then get a really good run down this back straightaway. He's going to get about a car length back from the back bumper, and he is actually pulling the number 61 of Dalton Williamson around the speedway here. This time a really good run off turn number 4. Here comes Skelton. He'll get blocked off by the number 11 of Sean Single. Single still going to hold the bottom side of the speedway here. Kind of a 5-car little bit of a train breakaway from the 6th place driver of Jeffrey Souza. That's how they run right now, nose to tail. This time now, here comes Skelton. He's even closer this time. Looks like he's going to lose the front end, though, off turn number 4, so he's not going to have the run at your leader. Rex Hoyle here trying to make a move on Doug Neal. That Simbox Chevrolet to the outside. That Culling Tire and Service Center Ford Mustang down to the inside. And then you got Mr. Rob Higgins, the cowboy, back here. Went to a concert this past weekend with the wife and with us all Tim McGraw. She told me I need a cowboy hat and a belt buckle and some boots next time we go to one of our country concerts. Well, only one man I can think of out there, and that's Rob Higgins. He's got the moves for sure. Green flag pit cycle, though, is in full swing. Drivers down to pit road. Here comes the number 86. The 61's coming along, the 2, the 43. Ryan O'Donnell's going to pit along with Murdoch and Brian Bianchi. So everybody coming to pit road right here on lap number 22. Pit road's busy. About 8 drivers down on pit road here. We'll see if anybody comes this time by. It looks like Sean Single is going to stay out. So he'll put a couple of these cars a lap down here. Sean Single, Max Terrett, Jeffrey Souza, Jason Wells, and Ethan Troutman now your top 5 is how they run on the speedway. A couple more cars coming down. Chris Hammett, Tim Combs, Joshua Buckley, and Tony Strano. That time 4 cars pulling off of the speedway coming to pit road. So it is definitely full swing here. Told you about, lap 20 to 25, maybe 26 for some of these drivers if you can really start to push it. So far, everybody's been clean on pit road. Here comes Dustin Gainey. He'll bring the Mickey's Tax Service Lowe's entry to pit road. And it does look like he will get down to pit road pace. So no penalty on the entry to pit road for Dustin Gainey here. lap traffic out ahead of the race leader. And he is going to stay out for at least another circuit or two. Single, Terriot, Souza, Wells, Troutman still out there, along with Neil Higgins. That's Rob Higgins, Brandon Feeney, and Mr. Hot Wheels of Kevin O'Brien still out there tonight onto the raceway. They have not come to pit road. Everybody else has already been down. We're going to start to see what the lap times are going to be. Looks like right now your race leader, Sean Single, has fallen off about 1 second from his fastest lap time, and he's going to go at least another one. He's got Max Terriot in tow also, so you have some good company out there, a couple fast guys that always run towards the top of the charts at the end of the night. They're still out there pacing around the field here. So lap number 27, Sean Single does not pull his Ford Mustang to pit road. Rex Hoyle is in pit road. He's the only driver down there on pit road right now. Still waiting on 9 drivers to make their first official stop here tonight, and I believe here comes the maker's mark number 64. The alien of Jason Wells will now pit. There you see him. He's coming down pit road, 45 miles an hour. I believe is what pit road pace is here tonight. He'll come down to the attention of his crew. Doug Neal also pitting here outside from inside the top 10. That's what I meant. Inside the top 10. Now your race leader coming to pit road. Here comes Sean Single. That'll turn things over to the 42 of Max Terriot. Look at the 86 there of James Skelton. He's going to try to unlap himself the hard way, and he's going to go right around the race leader, which is right now being scored as the number 42 of Max Terriot. Terriot, I think, is trying to go to lap 30 here, along with Jeffrey Souza. Souza always playing the long run game. He's one of those drivers that never, ever likes to be on the same sequence as the race leader, and it paid off for him a couple seasons ago when he was able to point his way all the way to the final 4. Now he'll come down with the 42 of Max Terriot. No mistakes here if you're Jeffrey Souza. You want to stay right there with that 42. So that'll pull the 42 and the 4 down to pit road here on lap number 30. They made it 30 laps on fuel. One driver has yet to come to pit road. That's the number 38 of Brandon Feeney. And what a evening for Brandon Feeney here. Of course, the storms that ripped through Ontario. Some very bad storms, uprooting some trees, taking some power lines down. A couple houses have some damage up there in the area. We hope all are well with the families that live in that area. But Brandon Feeney has no power tonight. Just like, well, it sounds like his car doesn't have any power either. He is running tonight off a generator. Brandon Feeney has his fridge, his wheel, his laptop, and his cable modem all hooked into his generator that's normally slapped on the old trailer to go racing. He's here tonight to compete with the Red Light Racing Series, and, well, he led a lap. Now he'll come to pit road. So as things are starting to shake themselves out after our green flag pit cycle, we'll wait one more lap here, wait for James Skelton to come back around. He is being scored as the race leader, and then we'll walk you through and tell you where all your favorite drivers are running currently after the green flag pit cycle. James Skelton is going to be the race leader, so he is being scored in first. It looks like he has only taken 2 tires and fuel, though, on the number 86 for James Skelton. Looks like another 2 tire stop then for the drivers that are sitting in the 2nd and 3rd position. Ryan O'Donnell will come out after the green flag pit cycle. He is running P number 2 right now with that Turbo Dork Radical Paint Sentry. And the man that's sitting in 3rd, he's got $20 on the line here tonight. And, hey, $20 at this point, well, it gets you like, what, 3.5 gallons of fuel, depending where you live. Maybe a little cheaper down in South Carolina for Richard Murdoch. But Murdoch with 2 tires. He's running currently P number 3. A good jump up there during the green flag pit cycle. Michael Trevarthen came in running 4th. He will leave pit road running 4th. No complaints by him. 4 tires and fuel. Same with the team car back there, the number 61 of Dalton Williamson. He actually came in running inside the top 5. He has fallen now back to just running in the 5th spot himself in the number 61. How about the man that's just been knocking on the back end of that top 5? Well, there's Joe Strano. 4 tires, fuel, and he said, We're going to go out there. We're going to road rage a little bit. So Strano currently running in P number 6. How about Chris Hammett? Big pickup for him. 12 positions. He's the biggest mover and shaker here tonight. Chris Hammett sitting in 7th. 4 tires for him also. Another one of those 2-tire gambles here for one of these drivers. That is the number 64 of Jason Wells. Wells lost a couple spots here. He was up towards the top 5. Now he's running an 8th after the green flag pit cycle. Sean Single, well, he was leading here when he came to pit road. He is back to running into the 9th spot with 4 tires and fuel. A little bit slow on the pit road time there for Sean Single. That's why he lost a lot of that time. And the driver out of Ohio. The cool guy, the golfer. Yeah, that's right, the golfer. Tim Combs back here running into the 10th position, a 2-tire stop. Or sorry, a 4-tire stop actually for him. Battling just out in front of him, though, that 11, the 6, and the 64. Wells, Single, and Hammett right now going at each other. Battling just inside the top 10. Skelton is your race leader here on lap number 36. He has a 3.2 second lead over Ryan O'Donnell. We'll see if the drivers that took 2 tires here in the early portions of this one, if we flip them here tonight. Maybe the drivers that took 2 tires have to take 4. The drivers that took 4 tires may only take 2 tires here. Gonna have to pit at least, if I'm looking at this right, there's only 2 drivers that stayed out long enough that they could make this a 2-stop race. And that was Max Terrell and Jeffrey Souza, and they are way buried into the field. There's the 42. Battle if that's the number 14 of Brian Bianchi. Bianchi, another one of the 2-tire stoppers here tonight. Max Terrell now working his way back into the 12th spot. So Max came down as the race leader at the time on lap number 30 here tonight. And now he finds himself, he's back into the 15th spot at one point. Souza is just a little bit farther back. There he is in his number 4. Remember, he also was one of those drivers that pitted late. Led a couple laps early here tonight and then has now fallen back. Dustin Gainey is right there. You see that number 15 on the outside of that Ford Mustang. Chevrolet for Gainey working the outside of the speedway. That's the 38 of Brandon Feeney then right now. And Feeney is being scored 2 laps down behind the race leader. And Feeney is going for the gusto. I didn't know the Kyle Larson line worked here, but boy, Feeney is going for it. He thought about going to the dirt races tonight up there in Canada, but elected to plug his generator in and compete here tonight on iRacing. Said tires and fuel are just too expensive. Here on iRacing, they practically give them away. Can't really blame them. It's a hard time racing right now for a lot of these drivers and teams in the real world side of things. Just like it's hard to hold on when you only got 2 tires versus 4 tires. Richard Murdoch now going to have to surrender 3rd. There goes the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. He'll get around Richard Murdoch. There comes the 61. Then it's the 11 and the 43 of Joe Strano. Sean Single showing that he really has a fast number 11 Care Bear entry here tonight. Remember, he fell just almost outside the top 10 after the green flag pit cycle. A little bit of a network connection issue for the driver of car number 2 there. We saw him blinking on and off our screen. That is number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. The reason that some of these drivers blink here tonight, that's well because we're racing virtually here tonight, and those drivers are scattered all over the country, all over the world. We have drivers in 3 different countries here tonight competing, and all their internet connections have to go to one centralized server hub. As you see the 2 and the 98 very close to the outside wall. But if one of these drivers' internet connection doesn't ping fast enough onto that iRacing server, then they start having to guess, and that's when you see them start to disappear off your screen. Ryan O'Donnell going to lose 2nd to Sean Single, and the number 2 of Trevarthen losing a little ground also. Dalton Williamson almost into the back of the number 98 of Ryan O'Donnell. Was able to stay off him, though. See the 4 tires for Dalton Williamson. You can tell that he is faster into the corner and around the center portion. Just can't quite get off now. This time he might have a run down the back straightaway. And not quite. He'll get to the back of the turbo door. Radical Paints number 98, but not able to do anything with it. One driver way high down here in 3 and 4. That's the number 73 of Philly Edwards. The Genesee Cream Ale, and oh boy, look at this. 3 wide off the corner, number 4. They were 3 wide. That's the number 40 of Rob Higgins. Higgins being scored 2 laps down right now, and he was down on the bottom side of the speedway. There's Joe Strano, the number 43. He was the meat in the sandwich, and then it was the number 64, Jason Wells, who was working the outside of the speedway. Right now, looking like Rob Higgins has been to pit road as he was down on lap number 29, so a little bit fresher tires and 4 tires for that machine. Well, yeah, the Richard Murdoch, number 01, is trending in the wrong direction. He is still up 4 spots from where he started here tonight, but when you look behind him, a lot of 4-tire drivers are coming. They took 4 tires on their pit stop, and they're starting to run him down now. Here comes Chris Hammett. Max Terrell back inside the top 10, and he is digging for some more. Max to get around Chris Hammett now. Max with a whale of a run down out of turn 4 into turn number 1 there. Closing in right on the back bumper there of the number 01 of Murdoch. Now can he get around him? He's got another great run coming, but he's going to push Murdoch down into turn number 3. James Skelton coming to pit road right here on lap number 46. That'll bring Ryan O'Donnell, Richard Murdoch, Chris Hammett all coming to pit road. That'll start the cycle all over again. One driver that finds himself back out front and a good-sized lead now. That'll be the number 11 of Sean Single. So Single finds himself back out front with Dalton Williamson, Michael Trevarth, Jason Wells, and Max Terrill. Terrill, you're probably not going to see him come down until lap number 60 here tonight, and then that may be the final time you see the number 42 coming to pit road. I think him and the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza are just going to try to make just 2 pit stops here tonight while everybody else is looking like they are on a 3-stop strategy to get themselves all the way to the end of this 90-lap race here tonight at the Kentucky Speedway. It's the 8th round here tonight for the Scrambler Series on Monday nights here for Red Light Racing. That means there's only 2 more to go before we head to the playoffs. We do have the Milwaukee Mile next week. In 2 weeks' time on June the 6th. We're off for the holiday. More drivers coming to pit road there. There goes the number 64 of Wells. He'll peel off. And then we do go to the Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to throw some of that brown dirt on top. We're going to run 2 50-lap feature events. And yes, both races will count for a win. And you can lock yourself in if you are eligible for the playoffs this season. So it is going to get definitely very interesting here in the next 2 weeks, because next week we do get the ARCA car out for the first time all season long. That'll be it's one of 2 races it has this season, and it comes in 2 very crucial races that are pretty similar. Milwaukee is a flat 1-mile track, and then we'll head to Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway for the round of 12. The first race for the chase in the playoffs. That's when the ARCA car makes its way back onto the speedway. So with the cycles started now, a lot of drivers have already worked themselves in and out of pit road. Still waiting on the top 6 drivers right now to make their stops. There you see the driver that has already come to pit road. The BK Paints entries will make their way to pit road here on lap number 51. So put 3 drivers still out there, who have 4 drivers now, actually, as Ethan Troutman does pass through the entry to pit road, so he stays out. There's the race leader. 3.4 second gap back to the number 42 of Max Terrell. We'll see. Is Single going to come this time, or does he stay out? He stays out. Definitely not saving any fuel in that number 11. There's Max Terrill back there. He is the second place car, but he's also got the 86 of Skelton that is getting around him. So Skelton actually will work his way back onto the lead lap here, I do believe, before long. Max trying to stay out of the way. The drivers on those 4 fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles are very fast compared to him currently. Max has backed up his lap times by about, he's running currently 2 seconds slower than what he did at the start of this race here on fresh tires. He is closing in on Sean Single, but they're also closing in on pit stop. Remember, that should happen probably on lap number 60 here tonight to keep their strategy still intact. There's Richard Murdoch, Ryan O'Donnell, and Chris Hammett. These 3 drivers are running back into the 7th, 8th, and 9th position here on lap number 54. The way that should cycle through here tonight, if I'm reading it right, it should be Skelton, Strano, Murdoch, but that's pending how everything shakes out here, and everybody so far has taken 4 tires and fuel, as now here comes the number 11. He usually pits 1 lap before the number 42 of Max Terrill. We'll see if Terrill does pit here, so a little bit earlier this time for the number 11 of Sean Single. So Single comes to pit road. He's the only driver right now, except for Philly Edwards. Edwards getting some damage done and fixed to the number 73. Joe Strano going to unlap himself. He'll be scored into P number 6 right now. First driver on the lead lap. A little bit of a close call there for the number 42 of Max Terrill. There's the Care Bear entry. Sean Single going to rejoin. He'll fall behind, though, Joe Strano. And actually, he's going to fall way down the pecking order here for the number 11 of Sean Single. See if his strategy call here tonight will play out the right way. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. Max Terrill, still not. He'll be maybe 3 laps away, I'm hearing. About 3 laps away till he comes down. Battle back here, though, between Richard Murdoch, Jason Wells, Ryan O'Donnell, Chris Hammett still underneath a blanket. Pulled a little bit on the number 61 of Dalton Williamson. Williamson still having a very good run here tonight inside the top 10. Tim Combs has been very quiet here tonight. Brand new colors on his number 17. See Mobile 1 joining on board there with that Ford Mustang. It's a good-looking hot rod, definitely, for sure. Currently back in 12th. Picked up 2 spots here so far tonight. There's number 4, Souza. We haven't seen him since, well, he made his last round of pit cycles. He's currently being scored in 2nd, and I'm looking at his lap times, and it is, 2.5 slower than his fast time here. Look at the number 11 of Single. He's just going to wrap the bottom and go right around that number 4 machine. Three wide battling over here. 4 wide now. Call it 4 wide. Got Trevorth and O'Donnell, Hammett, and Higgins. Wow, Higgins was to the outside there. 4 wide here tonight at Kentucky down in turns 1 and 2. I thought 3 wide was crazy. I never thought that we were going to see 4 wide racing here tonight. I just started seeing it light up on the timing and scoring. Here comes one driver to pit road. That's the race leader. There comes Max Terrill. He'll come to pit road this time. It looks like Souza is going to stay out at least one more lap in car number 4, so he'll take the race lead. He'll get credited with leading that lap. Doug Neal, of course, not on the same lap here as your race leader, so Neal will get a lap back. That'll put him, I believe, 1 lap now back behind the race. The race pace here being set by Jeffrey Souza. Just noticed another car that has not come to pit road. That is the number 62 of Ethan Troutman. Troutman's actually coasting down the back straightaway. I expect him to come this time. Souza is down here on pit road, so he'll just have to go 30 more circuits around on the strategy that he is trying to play tonight. Very slow coming down pit road. Barely on the gas. Don't want to goose it. Don't want to make a mistake. He'll stop in his pit box. Right side tires going on, but as his tires are going on, we have a new race leader. That'll cycle now the number 86 of James Skelton back to the point, and he has a 6.2 second race lead over that man. That's who is running second right now. The Appleton, Wisconsin Victory Junction Green Forest Tree Supply. Road Rage Accessories number 43 of Joe Strano, and they were all joking with old Joe before the race that it was his night here tonight. A very strong car, and we're under 30 laps to go in this race here tonight at Kentucky. It could just be Joe Strano playing some bluegrass music here tonight. But we still have another round of green flag pit cycles possibly coming in our near future, as Williamson and Wells trying to battle. Trevarthen's right there. Sean Single is closing rapidly. Almost a full second faster than the three drivers that are out in front of him right now. There you see the Care Bear 11. Shanika, as his dad would say, had a couple rough weeks to start the season off. There you see him drive right underneath the maker's mark, number 64 of Wells, and he just kind of gives him the old thank you out the window. He'll take that one and will try and run away now. So Single showing that he really has some of the fastest pace here tonight. When you look at where Sean Single is, he is sitting outside the cut line right now. So he has to have himself a good points night here. And something happened to Brandon Feeney in the Liquid Molly entry. I do believe he was being scored off the speedway for a moment, and there's heavy damage on the right-hand side. Let's take a look. When he goes, oh, he goosed it a little bit. And then had to go through the grass. Unfortunate error there for the driver of 38. Race leader not slowing down. I'm really interested to see how these strategies all play out here tonight, because James Skelton, he is going to have to come to pit road, and actually I believe it is right now. James Skelton going to take his final pit stop here, as he has a 6+ second race lead over the second place machine. I do believe we're going to see a 2-tire stop here, and actually here comes more drivers are following right along. There's Chris Hammett, Richard Murdoch, Ryan O'Donnell, Tim Combs, all coming. Bianchi's now coming to pit road. Pit road is busy. The pit window is open. These drivers know they can now go the rest of the way on the Goodyear Eagles that they're about to get when they come to pit road. So, Shanika is going to take the race lead once again here. And when they come by this time, they will see 24 laps to go here tonight at Kentucky. 24 to go for Sean Single, Joe Strano, who did get credit with leading a lap here tonight. So Strano will take a bonus point right there. There you see James Skelton trying to come out in front of the race leader. He will not, so Skelton will actually go one lap down. He's being scored in 10th. He does have some fresh right side tires on that Toyota Supra. So I do expect him to go up and drive around the race leader here in just a couple of laps. One driver coming to pit road. That'll be the Road Rage Accessories number 43, the driver out of Wisconsin. That is going to be Joe Strano. He'll come to pit road here for his final stop now of the evening. Just trying to get a gauge on where everybody is. The strategies here tonight are so mixed up in every sort of which way tonight here at Kentucky. We have drivers that pitted back on lap number 47 like Tony Strano. So Strano, one of the drivers that we should expect here in the next lap or so to come to pit road. And there it is. You see the number 3 coming to pit road. So Tony Strano going to give up his 6th running spot on the track with 22 laps to go. And he'll make his final stop of the evening. As his brother Joe Strano coming back out onto the speedway. Joe made his stop and a little slowdown on pit road. Joe didn't go with the 2-tire stop like everybody else here tonight. He went with 4 tires and fuel, so he's got 4 tires and 21 laps to dig as hard as he can here. It is going to be set on go, that is for sure. Ryan O'Donnell, one of those drivers that took just 2 tires under that pit stop. He took 2, and so did Richard Murdoch. There you see Murdoch. That's the 42 of Max Terriot, though, right behind him. Max, of course, pitted back a little while ago. He is on older tires, being scored in P number, well, it's now going to shoot him to 3rd. Sean Single not going to be able to make it the night on fuel, so he actually will bring the Care Bear entry to pit road right there. He'll give it up with 20 laps to go, and that will now put the number 61, Dalton Williamson, out front here. It's been all green flag racing here tonight at Kentucky, and strategies are all over the board, and I believe now the 61 is coming to pit road to make his final stop. So see everybody cycling through here. So as these two come to pit road, that will shoot the number 42 back to the top of the boards here. Max Terriot now being scored as the race leader with 19 to go. He has a 5.8, 5.9 second lead over Jeffrey Souza, and then a huge lead over what will now be the second or third place machine. That is going to be Ethan Troutman. There you see the body armor entry. Troutman right there on the same strategy. We'll see if it plays out for him, though. He's a little bit farther back. He has damage to that body armor Ford Mustang, so that is kind of hurting him just a little bit. So it's kind of slowing the 62 down here tonight. Is a very aero-dependent speedway here tonight. Williamson coming out of pit road after his stop. He took 4 tires and fuel to go the rest of the way. 18 laps to go here tonight for him. All drivers out onto the raceway. It looks like Philly Edwards has made his return to the racetrack. Getting some damage fixed on his number 73, and now he is back out onto the speedway. So all 24 cars still out there tonight. Even Kevin O'Brien. Heard he tried to fight a baby kangaroo once. And won. His story, not mine. Heard he's going to write a storybook, too. And it's not going to be all about Hot Wheels, he said. Just partial. Second place car right behind him. That's Jeffrey Souza coming like a freight train down on the bottom. Souza will be able to make the pass and put that 184 Kevin O'Brien in the rearview mirror for the time being. Some really close battling down here. Brian B. Yankee getting pinched in the Culpeppers entry. That's that white number 14. There he is. Dalton Williamson going right around him. Newer tires on the 61 of Williamson compared to the number 14 of Brian B. Yankee. It looks like 6 laps difference on the tires. So that's what 6 laps difference looks like as Williamson just kind of really set sail. Good battle for position right here is Tony Strano and Dustin Gainey. Gainey having a pretty solid night here running into the 16th spot. He was just 15, so he was inside the top 15. Having a quiet night, just one of those nights that he needs here, just a solid night. He'll lose a spot here in the late going, 14 laps to go. Max Terriot still being scored as the race leader as he works down the back straightaway. No pressure from behind. Yeah, got about a 6.5 second race lead right now, which is 14 to go. It'll be 13 to go this time by at the line. The car that is right behind Max, that would be the number 73 of Philly Edwards. You see the number 2 coming up in the picture, though? Yeah, that's the old Michael Trevarthen machine. He is 1 lap down, being scored back into the 11th spot. There is the skeleton entry. We thought he would run down the 62, and there he is. He now got around Ethan Troutman. Troutman will fall back into P number 4 right now. Still a good running spot for him. We'll see if he plays the strategy out here tonight all the way to the end of this one. There's a 77, Doug Neal. Maybe dial in a little rear break into that number 77. Get it to turn in the middle of the corner. Looks like he's been into the outside wall. Probably off of turn number 4. Seems to be the corner that gets a lot of these drivers. Strano trying to make a pass here on Murdoch, trying to bump Murdoch back to 7th. That would put Joe Strano into 6th. And, well, the $20 is starting to really fade here tonight for Murdoch. He's going to need a miracle. Because here comes Ryan O'Donnell. He's right there also. Older tires on the Murdoch entry. Newer tires on the Joe Strano Road Rage Accessories 43. This is the best battle on the speedway right now. These drivers from 6th all the way to the 9th position right now. And then you sprinkle in the Brian Bianchi entry, who's just on the tail of that. Or actually, that's the Rex Hoyle Colony Tire and Service Center. Number 54. Hoyle back running into the 21st spot overall. Oh, a big check up there by the 43 of Strano. Strano checked up in the center of the corner to kill all momentum. Richard Murdoch will take the 6th spot back. Now here comes the number 64 of Jason Wells. High five at the line for all the drivers here. It's just 10 more times to go. And now 9 to go. That's just how far out in front your race leader is here tonight. The gap has started to shrink, though. Souza has cut a second off that. It's now down to just 5.3, 5.2 seconds. Bouncing back and forth. Let's take a ride here with Max and see if he's saving some fuel. Oh, yeah. As soon as we clicked on it, there you heard. He was off the throttle. About 3/4 of the way down the back straightaway, completely out of the gas. Pretty much drives it all the way into turn number 1, but then you hear him. He's on the clutch. He wasn't just letting the RPMs hang there, you know, kind of feathering the throttle. He was completely out of it, clutch all the way in, trying to save. Might be a half a lap short, I'm being told. Right on board with Souza. Let's listen to his throttle points here tonight. He pitted 1 lap later. Sounds like he is coasting and working the bottom side of the speedway. That's the shortest distance around, the 1.5 miles here. He does lift early for turn 3. And lets the car really just float out there. Six to go. It'll be just 5 more times around when we come back around here. There's the race leader. And there's your second place car. Now, about call it the back straightaway distance is what the two are separated by. Strano has caught back up to the 0-1 of Murdoch, but has not been able to get around him. It is go time now, Joe. Wells has got around this group, and he is, well, he's set sail there. You see him about a half a straightaway up now on these drivers. Dalton Williamson is coming back. Sean Single is up there sitting in the no man's land in 5th. High five this time. Waving at him as they all come by. It'll be 5 more times around. Murdoch going to get tight. He's going to go up the speedway. The 2 of Trevarthen pushing the 43. Joe's going to give Trevarthen the inside lane here. And it looks like Murdoch going to do the same thing. Oh, Murdoch tried to come back down the banking, and there was the 2. He has to lift. That means the 43 is going to lift. Going to kill all the momentum for Joe Strano. Strano is going to lose 2 spots in a lap and a half. Murdoch also losing 2 spots. There, those BK Paints Rev Esports entries getting right on through. Race leader into 3. Nobody near him. Sean Single trying to pick up the 4th spot here. Remember, he's got 4 tires and a fast hot rod, but the laps are going to slowly drain out of the hourglass here tonight. You heard it. Max still out of the throttle. He has a 3-second lead. He can give away, a second a lap now at this point, and he would still come home as the race leader. So down the back straightaway for the 42. Nobody around him. He'll see the old popsicle sticks, the old bunny ears going up. It'll be just 2 more times around, 3 more miles of racing for the 42 of Max Terrell. Hope he has enough fuel left in the tank of that Ford Mustang. Hopefully it didn't guzzle down the ponies. He'll coast it off into 1. Brian Bianchi and Tony Strano battling here for the 14th and 15th position with 2 laps to go. Tony Strano has the fresher tires. Max Terrell, though, will come out of turn number 4. He'll look up, and he will see the white flag presented by Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe flying over top of him. So this race will go green to checkered tonight. Max just has to come back around here to pick up his win tonight. That would give Max 4 wins, but he has a half a track to go here. Down the back straightaway was A-OK, still under power for the 42. Through turns 3 and 4, he'll look up at the stripe. He will see it. Tonight's winner, the 42 of Max Terrell. Second will go to Jeffrey Souza. James Skelton will come off turn 4. He'll look up. He'll see the checkered flag. James Skelton finishing P number 3. And Shanika. That's Sean Single finishing in the 4th spot. 5th will go to Troutman. Wells will come across in 6th. Trevarthen will get credited with a 7th spot at the line. 8th was Williamson. 9th was Murdoch. Murdoch going to get it by, the splitter. Dead heat across the line there, but they're going to score it to Richard Murdoch. Joe Serrano then will finish unofficially into the 10th position. That's your top 10. There's your race winner. I think he's out of gas now, race fans. There he is. He'll come down here and see what he has left. Probably not much, if anything, in that 42, and it looks like just enough to coast back around here. So as he comes back here, he'll get the checkered flag here tonight for the 4th time in his season. There you see it, the 42 down there. Picking up the big W here. As he picks up the win tonight, we're going to take a quick step away here from the Kentucky Speedway. We'll be back with your post-race show with the top 3 finishers after 90 official laps.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Kentucky Speedway here. Round number 8 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. And what a race it was here. 90 laps was the scheduled distance, and we went green to checkered with a lot of strategy sprinkled in. And your top 3 playing a little bit different ones, and one of them kind of way off the beaten path here. Let's not waste any time, though. Let's head down trackside and talk to the driver who will finish P number 1 here tonight. How about it, Max Terriel? You're to pick up your 4th win of the season. You got to feel pretty good after this one. The strategy, though, walk us through it, because this car is sputtering towards the end.
Yeah, how about that? Winning a race with fuel, the fuel strategy, that's not my forte, but it worked for tonight. I just went with my guts. Ever since they repaved this Kentucky track, haven't figured out 3 and 4, especially exit of 4, so I didn't push it hard in the first 30 laps to see how far I could go, and then I saw it was between me and Souza for the last 60 laps, so saved on the last run, and it all worked out.
Yeah, you talk about the turn 4 wall there and not being able to figure it out. A lot of these drivers really having issues. Was the car tight or loose coming out of turn 4? Because we've seen a lot of body panels here tonight crunched up.
It was definitely tight. For me, the biggest issue was that the car wouldn't rotate between 3 and 4. I could get a feel, but even if it felt like it rotated, it just slid up coming off of 4, so maybe I needed to be half a lane high or needed to test more, but when you're saving fuel anyways, it's not a matter of finding the right line. It's just about feathering the throttle and while clutching it for whatever you need for the rest of the race.
Well, you were able to do that here tonight, and yeah, it's going to put you in victory lane for the 4th time. But what do you think about this mix-up here for next week? We know you're a short track driver, and we know you do great at the 1.5-mile tracks, but what do you think about taking a car we haven't used in a very long time? We're going to take the ARCA car, and we're going to slap it on a track that we don't run very often, the Milwaukee Mile. Yeah,
I think I've raced at Milwaukee once, way back in another league with the trucks, and it is unique. I'd prefer if we ran something like the Indy cars there, but with the stock cars, we'll have some testing to do. I find it to be a unique track for the fact that it's very flat, even though it's a mile like New Hampshire, still drives much different from what I can remember. So I'm looking forward to it, and then in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks, we'll be on dirt, so that'll be an adventure.
Yeah, 2 really different tracks coming up here in the next couple of weeks for you drivers. But hey, how about we get some testing done? So let's roll this red carpet out for the winner here tonight. The microphone's yours, Max, who makes all possible north of the border.
Yeah, again, my girlfriend, my friend Max, and my dad. Shout out to Souza and Skelton for the top 3. Skelton was really fast, so I offsetted my pit stops, trying to make it work, and it did. Josh, James, and Richard for running this Monday Night Scrambler series, and hope you guys have a good Memorial Day weekend next week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
There you hear it from your winner tonight, Max Terriel, taking the top spot in the 4th time he's been to victory lane this season. And how about the driver that's standing by here, though? A 2nd place finish for you, Souza, but man, I thought you played the strategy perfect here, but you're going to come up just a couple seconds short. Your finish, P number 2.
Yeah, congrats to Max on this one, man. I thought once he wasn't able to make that the second pit stop, I was able to go about a lap later than him. I really thought that he was out of the running to be able to make it to the end, but that end of that run right there, he was able to just save enough to coast across the line.
A lot of you drivers do a lot of testing through the week here. Was this a strategy that your team stumbled across, that you were just going to do 2 pit stops versus the 3 stops here tonight?
To be honest, I usually have been running the practice races on Sunday nights. So yesterday I didn't get to it, so I ran a few of the AI races this morning with the setup and with the cars, and I thought there was a chance there. I did a few runs pushing hard, and I was about 27, 28 on fuel, and I said, lift a little bit in turn 1, lift a little bit earlier in 3. There's a chance there. I didn't test to see if I could make it all the way, but I knew there was a chance of it. And when I got in this afternoon and talked to my crew chief, Brandon Pierce, we looked at it, and he said, you know what? If you run the right pace here, we're going to be able to do this, and we're going to have the shot at that win.
You did lead some laps, though, in the early stages of this race, so that car was quick. It had a lot of speed in the early stages, and then you kind of just settled in, and it really worked out for you. A great run for you here tonight. It's going to really boost you up into the points standings. I believe you're going to be, well, somewhere right around that cut line. You're going to be way above that cut line here because of this race. So, I can read numbers occasionally when I actually look at them. That does help you. But hey, you heard Max talk about the Milwaukee Mile. What do you think about dirt? You're a short track guy. You like going to short tracks, but dirt.
To tell you the truth, since I had that big wreck at Michigan, it's been very safe running every race since then, honestly. Trying to take it easy, getting the solid top 10 finish. We made it through one wild card there at Talladega. Made it through another wild card at Richmond, because when I was running Richmond, I was in Daytona Beach instead of Massachusetts. So I had a very awkward seating and wheel and pedal setup. And then we made it through a road course last week with a couple dinks and dings on the car. But everything has kind of been built up to make that bubble gap enough that I can go into Bristol dirt and kind of have no sweat off my brow, go in there and just have a good time. I hardly run dirt, so I'm hoping to go in there with no worries of making the playoffs and just be able to have a good fun time getting dirty.
Well, you did a good job here tonight, and that should help you definitely. But who makes this all possible? We heard your spotter out there helping you tonight, but some other names on the side of this car.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, Brandon Pierce, my spotter, crew chief, does all the good work up front, looking at the numbers and making sure I'm good on fuel, as well as everybody on the team, Triad Racing. Coming off of the week we had at Texas, in the official races, even in some league races, I picked up a good amount of wins. I love Texas. We should run there more often. But between that stuff and then Stent Analyzer, Sousa Media, if it wasn't for Stent Analyzer and their little black box with the fuel readout, I wouldn't have made it on this race, because I was basically looking back and forth at that box the whole race to make sure I could make it. So Sousa Media, Stent Analyzer, and everyone over at Triad, just big thanks to them, and thanks to everyone that helps run this league, and you as well for putting on the show.
There you hear it tonight. He drives car number 4. He started second. He'll finish second on a fuel strategy run. Tried to outlast the 42, but saved maybe just a little too much here in the late going. There's one driver left, and, well, he is a driver that did not have the same strategy. How about it, James? You flipped the card on these drivers. You brought that flower to Animal Hospital number 86 to pit road 3 times.
Yeah, I think that was, for getting P3, I don't know, I actually felt like I had the best car tonight throughout a stint. And when we did the practice race last night, I saw that we could make 30, but I honestly thought taking 2 tires, 4 tires, 2 tires, and that extra time that you'd save on pit road, and I actually was quicker with 2 tires over 4 tires. I thought I could catch if anybody did the 30-lap stint, and obviously I came like 7 seconds short of that.
Other than that, what did you need here tonight? Maybe a caution flag or something to bunch the field back up at the end of this one? Could you have had the short run speed to go up there and pass those 2?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I really feel with how tight it was through 3 and 4. I really thought passing was hard because the cards bogs down so much, and then you're so much into the gas, and you're just really not accelerating. I think passing would have had to be like kind of dive bombing into turn 1 because you could really cut it down low. I don't know. I think in order to have something for him, I should have done the 30 lap strategy and see where the cards would have fallen.
Well, you didn't do it, and we won't ever know now unless we want to go. Do you want to go to get the boys back? We can run it back, check the strategy.
Let's do it all over again. I'm good with it. Actually, I'm really tired, but maybe next season. We'll put on the schedule for next season. I'll know.
Well, then we know for next time we come here. But looking at the point standings, you have a really good gap here, but no wins on the season. What's going on back at the shop?
Yeah, 86. We just can't find victory lane right now, Roger. That's why I'm actually really disappointed because I thought I had it this time, and then those two guys had a better strategy than me. So we'll see. We got Milwaukee Mile. I don't really know much about it. It's a 1 groove bottom feeder track, and then I was actually pretty good on dirt Bristol when we kind of did like a little practice thing a year or so ago on it. So maybe I'll get one in the next week or 2.
Well, I know what you're about to do. You're about to go to bed, and then you're getting up, and you're going out on the boat. So how about we get you to bed here so you can get bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and you get out there on that boat. So who do you got to thank back home there in South Carolina?
Yeah, I got to thank you, Roger, for putting the broadcast on as always. Definitely check it out tonight. My teammates, Tim, who wasn't here, Ryan, and then Rich and I, we did the practice race last night, came up with kind of our strategy, and then all the drivers. It was an awesome race. Josh for everything he does, all the fans and sponsors. Couldn't do it without him, and then having the Flowertown Animal Hospital. I love supporting my wife's work.
There you hear it. James Skelton, champion here with the series. No wins on the season. He'll finish 3rd, and looking at the point standings, he's looking pretty good heading into the final 2 races of the regular season. Max Terrell, Jeffrey Souza, and James Skelton, your top 3 here tonight at the Kentucky Speedway. 90 laps was the scheduled distance. We went green to checkered, put a bunch of green flag pit cycles in here, and I'm looking at it, and race fans, no pit road penalties. 24 drivers were able to pit either 2 to 3 times, and nobody had a single pit road penalty. Unless you want to count Brandon Feeney. Yes, he did go out into the grass by mistake, but I believe that was an A-OK at the end of the day there. Race Control giving us the nod on that one. So, Kentucky's in the books with the Xfinity cars. Next time we are on the track is going to be June the 6th. The ARCA cars, the old early 2000s NASCAR Winston Cup machines, will head to the Milwaukee Mile for the first time ever in Scrambler Series history. That flat 1 mile track will be something that these drivers are going to have to practice. It's been a while since we've been on a flat track. It's, April the 18th, the last time we had the next gen car out at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So, 2 weeks to figure it out. These drivers are going to do a lot of testing. But until we see you next time, race fans, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast here from the Kentucky Speedway, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks' time. So till then, stay safe, and we'll see you in turn 3.